What if the greatest mistake you've ever made isn't what keeps you away from Jesus? What if the only thing standing between you and the life you've been praying for is believing you've gone too far? Before this story ends, you may realize Jesus has been waiting for you every single day. Michael grew up in a small church in Ohio. Every Sunday, his mother would hold his hand as they walked through the old wooden doors. She taught him that no matter where life took him, Jesus would always love him. As a boy, Michael believed every word. But life changed. After high school, he chased success. He moved to Chicago, found a good-paying job, bought expensive clothes, and surrounded himself with people who admired money more than character. At first, everything looked perfect. Promotions came quickly. His social media was filled with smiling photos. People envied his life. But every night, when the lights were off and the apartment became quiet, something felt missing. He ignored the feeling. "I'm just tired," he told himself. Months became years. Church slowly disappeared from his schedule. Prayer became something he only remembered during emergencies. His Bible collected dust on a bookshelf. One Friday evening, Michael received terrible news. The company he had given everything to was cutting staff. His position was gone. In one meeting, the career he built for years disappeared. He tried to stay strong. "I'll find another job." But weeks turned into months. Savings disappeared. Bills piled up. Friends stopped calling. The people who celebrated his success were nowhere to be found. One rainy afternoon, Michael wandered into a small coffee shop. An elderly man noticed his tired face and asked gently, "Son, are you all right?" Michael forced a smile. "I've had better days." The old man nodded. "I know someone who's still waiting for you." Michael looked confused. "Who?" The man smiled warmly. "Jesus." Michael laughed nervously. "You don't know what I've done." The old man quietly replied, "I don't have to." Then he opened a small Bible and read, "While we were still sinners, Christ died for us." Michael stared silently. The man continued, "Jesus didn't wait for you to become perfect before loving you. He loved you first." Those words followed Michael all the way home. That night, he couldn't sleep. Old memories returned. His mother's prayers, Sunday worship, the peace he once felt. He whispered into the darkness, "Jesus, if you're really still there, why would you want me back?" No voice answered. But for the first time in years, he felt peace. The next morning, Michael walked into a nearby church. He almost turned around. Shame whispered, "You don't belong here." Fear whispered, "People will judge you." But another quiet voice seemed to say, "Come home." He opened the door. No one asked where he had been. No one questioned his past. An elderly woman simply smiled and said, "We're glad you're here." Michael couldn't hold back the tears. For years, he believed God was angry. Instead, he found open arms. Over the next several months, life didn't become perfect overnight. He still searched for work. He still had difficult days. But something had changed inside him. Hope returned. He began reading scripture every morning. He prayed honestly, not with fancy words, but with a sincere heart. Little by little, God opened new doors. He found a new job with people who valued integrity over status. He repaired broken relationships. He volunteered at a local shelter, encouraging others who felt forgotten. One evening, he met a young man sitting alone outside the shelter. The man said quietly, "I think I've messed up my life too much." Michael smiled because he remembered saying those exact words. He sat beside him and replied, "Can I tell you something someone once told me?" The young man nodded. "Jesus isn't waiting to punish you. He's waiting to welcome you home." The young man's eyes filled with tears. In that moment, Michael realized why God had allowed him to walk through the valley. Not to destroy him, but to prepare him to help someone else find hope. Maybe today, you feel like Michael. Maybe you've wandered far from God. Maybe you've made choices you regret. Maybe you think you've disappointed Jesus too many times. But the cross tells a different story. Jesus never stopped loving you. He never stopped looking for you. Every sunrise is another reminder that His mercy is new. Every heartbeat is another invitation to come home. The question isn't whether Jesus is willing to forgive. The question is, will you take the first step back? Because no matter how far you've wandered, one step toward Jesus is enough for Him to run toward you with love. If this story touched your heart, don't ignore that feeling. Jesus isn't waiting because He's angry. He's waiting because He loves you. Wherever you are today, you can whisper one simple prayer. Jesus, I'm coming home. And you'll discover that He has been waiting for you all along.